He had a very shaky start to fly.
44.
Yeah, Alan Norris, just to illustrate where he is right now as far as the European Tour is concerned, he's 21st in the rankings.
97.
Thanks to his 4 third-round appearances on the Euro Tour this year. He hasn't really set the stage alight in Europe so far. His title defence at the German Darts Championship in Hildesheim didn't last long. And he's won just 3 European Tour matches since then. So, read into that what you will, as he rattles in a 180 to get him down to a finish on the De Decker throw. Away from Europe, it's been a pretty productive year for him. Mentioned that run in Blackpool, he mentioned the performance at the very start of the year in the First Players Championship event of 2017. 164 ain't going to go right now.
94.
Norris, for me as well, produced one of the best moments in Blackpool as well, when he was playing Chizzy and he beat him 14-12. He had a 155 checkout, treble 16, treble 19 bull. Brilliant reaction from Norris as well.
He is somewhat unconventional when it comes to his finishing, and I think he might have done it again. That's 36. That leaves 34. Yep. My lip reading is good. 34 left. Thing is, Alan, you left it. So you're the one who's got to hit it. And you may have to, because Mike De Decker's on a 2-darter.
He's gone straight for it.
Might require 98.
Yeah, with De Decker on 98, he had to go for it. Yep, it's found its way in, double 12.
86. Alan, you require 34.
I get the feeling he might go straight for this. He's a very aggressive type player.
Looking at it, isn't he? And, well, he's gone inside the wire and he's
24.
Snatched his final dart as well. He was spoken to by Russ Bray, wasn't he?
I was just going to mention that, yeah. And as Mike De Decker busts his score, but
10.
It's supposed to be an overarm throw, isn't it?
It was very close to being a foul through again. I'm quite surprised that Paul Hinks didn't call it. But Norris, with dodgy 5s, doesn't want to split it this time. Well, he's somewhat flukily left it, but he's hit it. Strange first leg, Rob.
Is that... Obviously, Russ Bray spotted it when he had a word with Alan that time, but if Paul Hinks is looking at the board, I suppose his peripheral vision will be able to see that.
Well, the referees have got to have very good peripheral vision. They've got to look at both scoreboards, the dartboard. They've got to get all their maths right as to what's been scored, what he's got left, and he's got to see whether the guy's towing the hockey properly, make sure he's not encroaching, and obviously there's whether the throw is overarm as well. So they've got a lot to do. Anybody at home who thinks that being a referee is easy, just ask Paul Hinks or Kirk Bevins or George Noble or Russ Bray.
It is one of the most difficult jobs, I think.
132.
Well, Norris winning the opening leg, the 11th seed, the winner of this to face either Ian White or John Henderson, who came through his opening match yesterday. This is in the bottom quarter of the draw. White is seeded 6, Norris seeded 11.
84.
It's the same segment as Mensur Silovic, who's the number 3 seed.
I like that game between Hendo and Ian White because Ian White's looking for a run in Europe this year. I think he's desperately looking to get really deep here. But Hendo is in good form, and that'll be a very tough game for him. I'm really looking forward to watching that.
58. Might require 40.
So to break back straight away here, Mike De Decker looking at tops.
He's shot on his second leg. Mike De Decker.
And it is an instant break back.
Third leg is Mike to throw first. Game on.
And we're level at 1 apiece. He had a very good game plan, I thought, yesterday. Did De Decker against North. He went toe for toe, didn't he? And it was 3 apiece. And you thought it was in the balance, but then suddenly there was I think it was a checkout of 74, and he just
45.
kicked on from there, and he won 3 on the bounce. And it was, in the end, it looked like one-way traffic in the closing stages of that one. He just seemed to assert a fair degree of control.
55.
Yeah, playing Richard North is not easy at the minute because he's in good form. He recently made a final on the Players' Championship side of darts. And contrary to his nickname, Mouth of the South, he's actually really quiet on stage. He just gets on with it. And Mike de Decker is essentially, he's the aggressive one up there. He wouldn't be a modern-day Belgian dart player if he weren't aggressive.
Yeah. He, in fact, had back-to-back 74 checkouts, identical triple 14, double 16 combinations to extend his lead to 4-3 and then 5-3. He had a 104 checkout in the opener as well, which got him going.
135.
You can just tell those two checkouts just seemed to give him an extra bit of zip, and in the final leg it looked, you know, a done deal for the real deal.
There were some people yesterday who really benefited from some really streaky finishing. For me, Kirk Shepherd's finishing was the best yesterday. It was just perfectly timed, and it was heartbreaking finishing for Max Hopp. It really was.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix was another as well who, okay, took him a while to get going, but in those final 4 legs against Rene Burns, you know, he ended up with 6 from 9 as well. Aided by the crowd, you might say, as well. Norris just has to watch his step here.
76.
Well, when he got 126, he won at least a single 19, and he missed the entire segment. So that will give Mike de Decker one shot at double for a 2-1 lead.
Gets it. Lovely guy, that first dart in the 20 bed. Well, okay, it's a holder throw, so no particular great damage done for Alan Norris there, but he just looks to have that anger inside him once again. You see that from Norris, and that's how he responds sometimes.
Well, we've been watching Norris all the way through this season on the European Tour, and if you look at the way he's throwing now, as opposed to when he was throwing in Hildesheim about 6 months ago, 6-7 months ago, he's a lot more assured now with his throw. 41. As soon as I say that, he hits a 41, of course. But you can just tell that he's a bit sharper now than he was back then. For some reason, he just wasn't at the races back in February, March
100.
On the European Tour, but he seems to have got his mojo back a bit. And let's face it, when you come rearing onto the stage with some sort of scooter techno music, you're going to be a fan base in Holland, that's for sure.
Oh, what a bizarre leg this has been from Norris so far. He had that visit of 41, but either side of that pretty much perfect.
60. Alan, you require 100.
And that's left him at Sun. Well, he's going for it. Top stops.
Shot at the
there it is.
Alan Norris.
What a 12-dart leg that was from Alan Norris. He likes to do that from time to time, doesn't he?
He really does. Likes to keep us guessing. Likes to have the Hollywood shots.
140.
But top stops these days is very much a thing that people do all the time.
De rigueur. Used to be, well, the first time we saw it, really. Gary Anderson did a high-profile one, didn't he? And I remember the Sky commentator at the time almost being completely sideswiped by it, really. But now it's become the normal.
First time I ever saw it in a really big profile match was Gary Anderson playing in the semi-finals of the Grand Slam, and he had 134 out, treble 18 tops, and not one dart was touching each other. It was just incredibly done. Speaking of incredible, de Decker, fantastic in this leg, but the 134 from Anderson, middle of the 54, right-hand side of the double top, then left-hand side of the double top. It's 3 perfect darts. There's that treble 6 again. We've seen a lot of those this weekend. A la Jim Walker and, of course, Alan Norris.
That's the 44.
49.
Yeah, so, anyway, he's got plenty of room for manoeuvre here. Wasn't a great miscarriage there for him.
Might require 32.
Ooh, he's got 2 blockers there. He just has to step over to the right-hand side.
No score.
And he's pitched it downwards as well, but he will return. Norris on 196. Make that 195.
These are the points where Alan Norris is saying, well, why didn't I have a half-decent leg here? Could have had a chance at a double. Will he get a shot at the 156?
He might do. Anxious times for Mike de Decker all of a sudden here. You wouldn't put it past Alan Norris. He does conjure up spectacular checkouts from time to time. We talked about the one in Blackpool. He had a 9-dart leg, of course, at the Grand Slam last year too. But won't be this time around.
42.
Just not happening for him in this leg, is it? And how many chances will Mike de Decker need?
Double 4.
Oh,
that was a slip. I guarantee that was a slip, because Mike De Decker will not go anywhere near that treble. He's got to brush it off. Hit double two. Madhouse. It has been a mad leg, but he finishes it in style. This has been a weird game so far, with a lot of slip darts and a few quirky bits of counting. I tell you what, it is entertaining.
Well, Mike De Decker is finishing. Yesterday was very, very good, but not quite the case so far today. His average has plummeted to below 80, yet he leads 3-2. He's 3 from 15 on his doubles, as you see there. But he's getting away with it.
That's the beautiful thing about this game sometimes, isn't it? As we see, another maximum from Chuck.
Consistently inconsistent.
Absolutely.
These two.
You could have the most brilliant game on a Friday in the European Tour and then play as good as a donut on Saturday. It just happens.
57.
Now we're going to say Norris. He had 180 followed by 41 in the previous leg, and it's almost a carbon copy.
16.
He's got a wry smile on his face, Norris, but it can quickly turn the other way, can't it, if things continue to go awry.
14.
I was going to talk about Alan Norris's preparation for this tournament as well. I think he got in this morning. I'm not so sure that's the best preparation for Euro Tour. I think you need to be here the night before. You need to get a good night's sleep. Take away the stress of possibly being late as well.
Yeah, anything could have happened.
38.
It
has been known in the past, Alan Norris, to sleep in and get here about an hour before his game, and it hasn't helped him.
I think Mensur Suljovic only arrived today as well. I was speaking to his representative on the Bulls team earlier, and I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Mensur's playing last on tonight, though, so he's got plenty of time to get some sleep.
He's got more room in hand, yeah.
65 left for Chuck. He's got the ball.
45.
Too much juice on that one. 116 looks very inviting for Mike De Decker, but he's going to have to find that 60 and bypass that first one. So close.
60. Alan, you require 45.
Single 5 for tops for Chuck for 3-3.
Yeah. Shot on the 6th leg.
And again, look, that's more like it. That's what I need to do on a regular basis. It's 3 apiece, and I think Alan Norris will be relieved it's 3 apiece, because he's certainly capable of better. Then again, so too is De Decker, you feel here. Alan Norris, I mentioned that run to the quarterfinals in Blackpool. He's had a couple of quarterfinal appearances on the Pro Tour lately as well. Players' Championship 15 before the World Match Play, and also more recently at the start of August he made the quarterfinals in one in Barnsley as well.
100.
So either side of Blackpool, you know, he's backed it up with some deep runs elsewhere as well.
I firmly believe that Alan Norris plays his best darts when he's had a run of tournaments together. He's played 3 or 4, maybe even 6 weeks in a row. He's the kind of person who gets in a real groove. And I don't think August has helped him whatsoever. I think having 4 weeks off, I think maybe he's just taken his foot off the gas a little bit with his intensity.
And on the gas here though, Paul.
Yeah. But now he needs to get that momentum going again. He's got plenty of opportunities this month, that's for sure.
Absolutely. 3 tournaments on the Euro Tour alone. Norris will be back next weekend as well, of course, given his status as one of the players in the higher echelons of the Pro Tour Order of Merit.
133. Mike Ricard, 125.
Bullseye route. Needs a 60 now. He did that for tops.
65.
So now there's 54. Very dishy looking finish, especially when you've got 2 dots for tops. Ooh, that looked close. That one's split the whole lot.
Mike requires 60.
Just his score. Echoes of Ian White at the UK Open against Gerwyn Price. That's how you take out double set.
Well, we add to the amount of odd finishes that we've seen this weekend. I guarantee that Mike De Decker wasn't going for that. But he did get both of the dots in the segments that he needed. Just like Alan Norris has done right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, De Decker, the last 2 legs he's won, he's had a 17 dart leg and a 21 dart leg.
96.
Now, they were opportunities for Norris to find 2 more breaks. So you could argue, really, it should be 5-2.
When you've got the talent that Alan Norris has got, and you look at the statistics of some of the legs that Mike De Decker has won, if you were to show them to Alan Norris, he would just crucify himself because
97.
he would think he should win every time. But that's not darts. Sometimes you have
65.
good visits, bad visits, and you have to take the rough with the smooth. I mean, just look at when Mike De Decker had that shot at double four. He composed himself really well. He looked very relaxed, and he got the job done.
Yep.
Treble 19. That would have left tops. He can lay up really nice here in the knowledge that he's coming back to the board.
Well, Mike De Decker has never reached the third round of a European Tour event. He is 2 legs away from achieving what would be a very notable first in his career. He was knocked out in the first round here last year as Norris looks to level things up at 4 apiece. De Decker might get a chance, but he won't.
Alan Norris, 9th leg is Mike to throw first.
Made the second round in Hamburg last year. He's made the second round again in Hamburg this year as well, De Decker. He likes playing there. But never made it to the final day. Perhaps this could be his opportunity. Norris just has this habit of kicking off with a 180. Now, the key here is how he backs it up. 41-57 so far. That's more like it, Alan. Plenty of room for at least one more there. Maybe another one.
140.
5 perfect darts, but Alan Norris won't care about that. He's in good shape here to steal a leg on the De Decker throw. And De Decker's under pressure here.
100.
Well, the point in the match where they were both having a bit of a laugh, where they were trying to relax themselves a bit, that's gone. All the intensity is back because this is the most important leg of the match so far. Alan Norris will have the first opportunity to take the leg. He's going to be under pressure in the best way possible for the Belgian. This has got to go now. Tops again. He's going treble 16. When he hit tops previously, why not do it again? But De Decker for double 18. That's it. 5-4 to the Belgian.
Curious decision-making process, that, wasn't it? You just wonder why he did that. You just sometimes it's difficult. I mean, he is a player that's sometimes very difficult to second guess, isn't he?
96.
Sometimes he throws that fast that you haven't got time. And I was very surprised by his decision there because the tops that he did earlier in the match was a plum shot. It was brilliantly done. And I just fancied him to do it again.
Look at that. 7 180s, and yet he's 5-4 down. And De Decker, well, just giving us a reminder that he too is capable of rattling in the biggest of the lot.
140.
Make no mistake, folks. Alan Norris wants his money this weekend to count on the rankings. And if he's going to get that money on the rankings, he's going to have to hit this 85.
55. Alan, you require 85. He's
going to have to win this leg. And win the next one as well. Job 1 done. Now he's got a great opportunity. But he's got to break Mike De Decker to do that.
Well, we saw an abundance of matches yesterday go to 11 legs, and once again we have
96.
A match going the distance here. Norris with the pick of the bunch as far as the darts per leg are concerned. 11 darts there. There we see De Decker with 21, 17 and the 18 dart leg for the third as well. Norris may well, if he loses his match, look back on those missed opportunities there.
140.
Can't afford to dwell on that too much now.
They were talking about decision making last night from Rene Burnt with some of the maths he was using. What is Mike De Decker going to do now? The intelligent thing, going downstairs, needing 19s. Another one will leave 170. That's even better. That leaves 132. Yeah. Pressure's on Chuck.
Yeah, textbook stuff from De Decker, and once again Norris just straying when he needed to stay true. And once again,
24.
Advantage Belgium here, you feel?
Straight ton will leave 32. Really good thinking from 92. The Belgian. Didn't need to go the bullseye route because Chuck not giving himself a finish. Now De Decker has 3 in his hand. for a game with either
14.
Ian White or John Henderson and a first berth into a Sunday of a European Tour.
Yeah, De Decker on the verge of another very notable achievement in his fledgling career. He's looking at double 10 and he finds double 10. And we have 2 seeded casualties out of 2 so far on day 2 here in Maastricht. Christo Reyes falling by the wayside earlier on, and now Alan Norris on his way home as well. Mike De Decker, eye-catching yesterday against Richard North, eye-catching once again. Congratulations to the young Belgian, through to the 3rd round for the first time on the European Tour, where he will face either Ian White or John Henderson. Will grab a quick word with De Decker as Norris bids farewell. On the way next, just to remind you once again, Rob Cross, new nickname and all, looking to continue his productive 2017 up against Jamie Lewis.
We doen de eerste vraag in het Nederlands, dan kun je een beetje tot rust komen. Was spannend, of niet?
Ja, ja, heel spannend. En nerveus weer al. Oh. En dan, ja, het publiek staat dan achter mij en dan beginnen die te zingen en dan worden nog meer nerveus. En ik ben blij dat die laatste dubbel er aan mijn kant in ging.
Mike, it's your first time you've reached the Sunday on a Euro Tour event. That's a big thing for you, must be.
Yeah, it is. I had a difficult first year on the Pro Tour, and this year it's going really, really well. And now reaching the first Sunday on the Euro Tour, it's a relief that finally some things are going my way, and it's really a relief.
You were nervous today. Can you now relax because it doesn't really matter what you do tomorrow?
Well, I say I'm gonna relax, but when I'm on the hockey on the stage, I'm gonna be nervous again because I want to win. So I'm gonna be nervous anyway.
Well, at least for now you can relax. Een dagje rust heeft hij, dames en heren. Morgen gaan we hem terugzien. Mike De Decker!